Welcome student to our second online lecture of economic development. In this lecture we are going to see what is the meaning of economic growth and economic development, and what is the distinction between this economic growth and economic development. As far as meaning of this economic growth and economic development is concerned, till 1960s these two terms were being used in similar way. Means we can say that this economic growth was synonymous to economic development. But now economic development means growth plus progressive changes in certain crucial factors which determine the well-being of people. There are certain factors, okay, and progressive changes in that factors such as education, health, and progressive changes in these factors, that is called as economic development. So there are two approaches which define or given with respect to economic development. The first is traditional approach and second one is new welfare approach. In traditional approach, economic development or development is defined only in economic terms. In traditional approach, economic development is defined in economic terms. Economic terms means what? According to this traditional approach, economic development means sustained annual increase in national income. Sustained annual increase in national income, which is measured in terms of GDP, GNP, gross domestic product, gross national product, and increase in this the gross domestic product, national product. It means economic development. Sustained increase, that is of 5% to 7%. Okay. According to some economists, increase in real per capita income, that is per capita income of the nation. So increase in this per capita income, it means economic development. What is the per capita income? That is national income divided by population of the country, and we get per capita income. So according to this approach, or this approach believes in trickle down theory. Which theory? Trickle down means income of the country will increase and it will trickle down, it will reach up to the masses, up to the people of the country. According to this approach, or this approach believes in which thing increase in this income or increase in the rate of GDP or increase in the rate of GNP or national income will remove the poverty, will reduce the poverty, will reduce the inequality or unemployment through trickle down theory. Okay. Trickle down means that is increase in this national income or increase in GDP, GNP, it will reach up to the masses. Okay. What happened? Now I would like to share one example with respect to this trickle down theory. What happened particularly in 1990, after 1991, after adopting LPG policy, liberalization, privatization and globalization policy in India, our national income increased rapidly. But it could not reach to the masses. to the common man. And therefore government introduce new policy that is of inclusive growth in India, so that other people, masses, poor people should be covered under this development process. Okay, so there are certain limitations of this trickle down theory. Okay, and thereafter new welfare approach, that is of economic development, is introduced. Okay, what happened till means uh, during the time of 1950s and 1960s, many developing countries realized their growth of income, growth of GDP, GNP, per capita income. But what happened? The level of living of masses remain unchanged. Still, maximum people of the society, maximum people of the country were living in poverty. Even after increase in income, we could not reduce the poverty inequality. Okay, and therefore there was a need to redefine the concept of development. And accordingly, this new approach, this new welfare approach is introduced or given. The state, or according to which a rise in the rate of growth of income is not sufficient for economic development to take place. It is not enough only increase in income, only increase in GDP, GNP of the nation. Okay. Apart from this, there should be reduction in the poverty. There should be reduction in unemployment, inequality. So it focus on these things: reduction in unemployment, reduction in poverty, inequality. Okay, it means this approach focuses on which thing? Progressive changes, apart from increase in economic development of the nation. Sorry. Okay, sorry, it is interrupted for a while. Now we are going to see the definitions of economic development. The first definition, that is of Mayer, according to which economic development is a process whereby the real per capita income of the country increases over a long period of time. Okay, so this definition is related to which one? Per capita income, real per capita income. Real means in terms of goods and services, not in monetary forms. So this definition focuses on which thing? That is increase in real per capita income of the country over a long period of time. Okay, there is another definition, that is of the Kindle-Berger. According to this definition, economic development is generally defined to include improvement in the material life, especially for person with the lowest income. The eradication of mass poverty with its the correlation of illiteracy, disease and early death. Changes in the composition of inputs and outputs that generally include the shifts in the underlying structure of the production away from agriculture towards industrial activities. Okay. So second definition is more comprehensive. Okay, which covered, that is improvement in material life. improvement in material life, especially for persons with the lowest income. The person who is with lowest person having the lower income, so improvement in his life, in his material life, means that is he is getting the extra benefits of material things such as the TV, cooler, fridge. Then eradication of mass poverty with its the correlation of illiteracy, disease and early death. Eradication of mass poverty, okay, which is associated with the removing the illiteracy, diseases, early death, and changes in the composition of inputs and outputs that generally include shifts in the underlying structure of the production away from agriculture towards the industrial activities. See, in most of the underdeveloped countries are depend on agriculture sector. Still, large population of these countries is depend upon agriculture sector. Okay, so shifting from this agriculture sector towards the industrial sectors, which is covered under these definitions. Okay, then what is the distinction between this growth and development? Okay, the first point with respect to this distinction is that is of meaning. Okay, that is of meaning. Clear? So what is the economic growth? This refers to increase in national income. Okay, so what is the national income of the country? The money value of all the goods and services those are produced in a country in a given period of time. Okay, so increase in this national income, increase this GDP. GDP is nothing but the national income. GNP is nothing but the national income. There is only little bit difference between this GNP and GDP. Okay, so increase in this the national income, increase in this GDP, GNP, it is that means economic growth. Okay, but whereas this economic development implies or indicate the progressive changes in socio-economic structure of a country. Socio-economic structure of a country. Progressive changes. The changes in socio-economic structure consist of reduction in poverty, improvement in quality of life, improvement in health and education, provision of basic needs like the housing, sanitation, safe drinking water, adequate nutrition, and so on. See how it is comprehensive. The changes in socio-economic structure of the country, which consists, that is, improvement in the health and education, provision of the basic needs like the housing, sanitation, safe drinking water, adequate nutrition, and so on. Okay, so if in any country national income of that country is increasing, but it is not enough, sufficient, unless or until the people of that country get all these things: good health or health facility, education facility, basic needs, sanitation, thereafter safe drinking water. Unless or until these things are not available to the country, we cannot say the country is developed one. Okay, this is the essential condition of the development. You can see waterborne diseases. If the water is contaminated, if people is not getting the clean drinking water and arising accordingly, you can see the cases of waterborne diseases. Okay, sanitation problem, not properly having the sanitations to the people, and therefore we cannot say the country is developed one if the country is not getting, people of that country not getting all these facilities. Then with respect to multidimensional process, okay, so economic growth is purely an economic concept or economic phenomenon. It includes material and financial side of people's lives. Okay, it is totally, this economic growth is economic concept, purely economic concept, as we have seen, which is measured in terms of national income and which relates to the material sides or financial sides of people's lives. What is the increase in income of the people? That is per capita income. What does it indicate, per capita income? Per head income of the people. Okay, but whereas multidimensional process, that is whereas economic development is multidimensional process which involves major changes in social structure, popular attitudes, national institution, as well as reduction in inequality and eradication of poverty. Okay, changes in the social structure. See, if you are going through the literacy rate of the women in India, according to census 2001, around 50% women were literate in India. But according to census 2011, almost 64% women are literate. So over the period, the number of literacy among the women increased. That is the change in the social structure, change in the institutions. Okay, then how is it multinational process, multidimensional process? That is reduction in inequality and reduction in poverty, apart from increase in income. As I told you in the last lecture, 1% people of India having the asset equals to the 70% people, those are at the bottom of India. Means they are having the income equal to the 70% people, those are at the bottom. Okay, in this holding the assets is equal to this 1% people. Okay, so that is the widespread disparity, widespread inequality, holding in income. Okay, then next point is of measurement. So as I told you, economic growth is quantitative concept and it is measured in the GDP, GNP or per capita income, whereas economic development is qualitative concept. Okay, so it cannot be measured in numbers development, because it indicate the progressive changes, structural change in the economy. Okay, the structural change in terms of, already we have seen, okay, declining or reduction in the poverty, inequality, unemployment. Then apart from this one, improve the performance of the factor of production, improve technique of production. Okay, and apart from this, it can be measured in terms of the HDI, Human Development Index, GDI, because this HDI, GDI not only covers or not only take into consideration that income, apart from income, they take into consideration other indicators of development. Okay, and therefore it is important to study this HDI and GDI also. Okay, already you are given in next topics. Then there are the narrow concept. This economic growth is narrow concept because it is related to only national income, GDP, GNP. What is the growth rate of the GDP? What is the growth rate of the GNP or national income of our country? Therefore, it is narrow concept. Whereas this economic development is wider concept, okay, which covers several factors like quality of life, employment, poverty, equity, health, education, and so on. What is the quality of life? What happened? See, particularly sub-Saharan country. These sub-Saharan countries, Kuwait or Iran, Iraq, they become very rich because of crude oil. Okay, but still the condition of the masses, of the people of those countries is not good. Okay, so we cannot say that is developed country only on the basis of increase in income in these countries, because still in these countries the poverty exists, inequality exists. There is the prevalence of this inequality, poverty, unemployment, and therefore we cannot say that these countries are the developed ones. Okay. This concept covers employment, equity, health. What is the status of the women in the society? I would like to mention here just few years back, the women of Saudi Arabia received the rights of voting. Hardly 5 or 6 years back, not more than that, they received the rights of voting. So we cannot say that it is the developed country only on the basis of increase in income. Otherwise, the income of the Saudi Arabia is more than many other countries. They are having a lot of money, the money of only crude oil. But there is such type of a disparity between men and women. In the 21st century, recently they have received the right of voting. Okay. And therefore, this point is very important in the process of the development. Okay. Then poverty. India, what happened? Over the period, particularly after 1991, we could raise rapidly our national income or GDP, GNP, but still 30% people, around 30% people are living in poverty in India. That is the extent of poverty. We cannot say it is the development. Equity, health, education. Okay. Still, what is the literacy rate of women in India? According to census 2011, 64%. You can imagine, as compared to developed one, we are nothing in literacy, health facilities, education. And therefore we cannot say the India is developed country. Okay, and this side is covered in economic development. This side is covered in economic development apart from income. The effect, this economic growth bring quantitative changes in the economy. As I told you, quantitative changes in terms of numbers. Okay, quantitative changes means what is the growth of the national income, GDP, GNP, gross domestic product, gross national product. Then economic development brings qualitative and quantitative changes in the economy. Okay. So quantitative means in terms of increase in national income, in terms of GDP, GNP, per capita income, and other measures, those are used to measure the national income. Apart from this one, it is that measure the qualitative changes in terms of education, in terms of standard of living, in terms of health, in terms of employment, increase in employment, in terms of reduction in poverty, in terms of reduction in inequality. Okay, so these things are measures, okay, in this economic development. Okay, and that is the effect of this one that bring about this overall changes. Okay, progressive changes, this development. Clear? Then what is the scope? The growth is concerned with increase in economy's output. Okay, output. What is the definition of the national income? Money value of all the goods and services, final goods and services, those are produced in a country in a given period of time. Okay, that is definition of national income. Money value of all the goods and services. So those goods and services, whatever the goods and services produced in the country, the money value of that goods and services. Okay, and therefore growth is concerned with the increase in economy's output. How we are able to raise the outputs, the growth of that country depend upon the output, goods and services. If these goods and services rapidly produced, okay, growth will increase of the country. Okay, if it is not produced, growth will slow down. What happened during the period of the COVID-19 or the pandemic lockdown? Okay, you can see rapid decline in GDP, rapid decline in GDP. As a result of which, this one, as a result of that, not production, declining production of output and services, goods and services, and therefore accordingly our growth rate also decline, GDP. Okay, but what is the scope of economic development? Concerned with structural changes in the economy, overall structural changes in terms of the reduction in the poverty, unemployment, inequality. There are attitudes of the people, increase in the production activity, increase in production activity of the country. Okay, thereafter the equity. Okay, and all these things, okay, which cover maximum things, this economic development, that is the scope. Clear? Apart from national income, which cover all these things and improvement in these things. Okay, for example, sanitation. For example, sanitations, that is the government movement of construction of the toilet. You might have heard about this one. Okay, means even today the case, there were so many cases in villages, that is of the open defecations, and therefore government started this scheme of the toilet. Okay, that is the development taking place now gradually in our economy. Clear? Providing education to all. Government made compulsory education under Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Okay, for the children of 6 to 14 years, compulsory education, primary education. That is the development. We can say that is development. Then thereafter Ayushman scheme of the government, health scheme. Okay, so that is the scope of development. Then relevance, it is related to this growth is related to developed countries, because already developed countries, why they are called developed countries? Because development already happened, occurred in these countries, brought about in these countries. Okay, high literacy rate, high standard of living, good health facilities in this country, in these countries, good other facilities, and therefore now there is a need to increase in sustain increase in national income or GDP, GNP in these countries. Okay, and what is the relevance of this development? It is relevant to underdeveloped countries. They need that growth, no doubt at all. There is a need of economic growth, increase in GDP, increase in GNP with the good growth rate, in order to provide the employment to the people of maximum people of India. We have to have the growth rate of 8%, 9%, no doubt at all, no doubt at all. Okay, but apart from this, it is not enough sufficient condition for the development of our country. We should have good health facilities, education facilities, okay, reduction in poverty, reduction in inequality, okay, good sanitation facilities, safe drinking water facilities. Then thereafter we can say that is India is developed country. Okay, so that is the distinction between this developed economic growth and economic development. So from exam point of view, these two approaches, welfare and traditional, one definition enough, and thereafter these points. So you will have to cover, you will have to do all these points from exam point of view. Okay, so it is enough for today. We will see next topic in next lecture. Okay, if you are having any query, you can ask me, you can call me anytime. Okay, you can note down my number 9764092577. Okay, you can WhatsApp me on this number. I am always there for you, don't worry. Okay, then thank you, see you in the next lecture.